Hey there, boys and girls. It is SEE Top Deck, and I have a question for you. That question is, are you down with the OPP?
Fuck!
My answer to that question is, hell yes. And another question is, are you down with Battlefield 3? My answer to that is the same.
Oh, come on.
Hell yes. So today we're going to be talking about Battlefield 3. So you're probably saying, okay, Top Deck, cool story, bro, but why would we care about what you have to say about Battlefield 3? There's already so many people out there on YouTube and all over the interwebs that are covering Battlefield 3. They have been covering Battlefield 3. They've been covering all the information that has been released from DICE and from EA almost every single day. Millions of people all over the world sit through 30-second commercials about kitty litter and dog food and feminine hygiene products just to hear what they have to say. Why would we care what you have to say? And my answer to that is, you probably don't care what I have to say. And that's okay. That is perfectly fine. But I just wanted to share with you guys some of my thoughts about Battlefield 3. Some of the things that I'm looking forward to. Some of the things that I am not too stoked about. And some of the things that are a little up in the air for me. That I really don't know about. That I'm a little unsure about. And here in the background, just bringing you some random footage from Nelson Bay that was recorded earlier. I just wanted to get something in the background here for this video. So I just hopped onto a server really quick. And I'm using the M416 again. Wanted to give it another try. I already started on my road to platinum that, and so I have to finish it out. Like your daddy said, finish what you started. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, let's get to it. First of all, just a little bit of history. And I have to admit, I did not play Battlefield 2. I own Battlefield 2, but I never really got into it, never really started playing it. I actually bought it after I already was playing Battlefield Bad Company 2. And for whatever reason, my PC really didn't like it. The graphics that I saw just weren't really up to par with Battlefield Bad Company 2. And I just really wasn't into it, and so I just uninstalled it. But I do have more history with the Battlefield franchise than just Battlefield Bad Company 2. I did play Battlefield Vietnam back in 2004, I believe, and I was pretty into that. It was a pretty cool game. There was also a couple other Vietnam games that were released around the same time. Shell Shock Vietnam was another game, and that was also pretty fun. But at that time, I was playing a lot of Valve games, playing Counter-Strike, and really loved that one. So I dedicated a lot of my time to that after Vietnam was kind of done. But anyway, let's move on to some things that I am really looking forward to. And I am really looking forward to seeing what a 64-player server is going to be like in Battlefield 3. And the reason why I say I am looking forward to seeing what it's like is because I'm really not sure if I'm going to really even like it or not. I think the experience is going to be cool. I'm really not sure if I'm going to like it. I'm not saying that I'm not going to like it. I'm just saying I'm just curious to see. And the reason why I say that is because, and I know people are already going to say, in Battlefield Bad Company 2, a 32-man server, okay, Conquest is one thing. Rush is a completely different thing. 32-man server is absolute chaos. Especially in softcore, 32 people, it is just a nightmare. And I know what you're saying, Top Deck, dude, it's completely and totally different. The maps are going to be so much larger and all of that. I get it. I'm just saying that I don't know if I'm going to like it. And who knows, maybe I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm not the only one that won't like it. I don't know. Maybe people won't be stoked on it after all. I have no idea. And I think we'll get a big taste of that on the beta. And I am really looking forward to the beta. because admittedly I didn't get to play the alpha. I know lots of Shadow Company Elite members and a lot of people were able to play the alpha, but I just did not get that chance. So I am just salivating uncontrollably for the beta, and I hope it's released very, very soon. Also, I'm looking forward to the jets, all the helicopters, and all the different vehicles that are going to be available to us in Battlefield 3. I know that a few of them are available to us already in Battlefield Bad Company 2, but I am still looking forward to using those vehicles re-rendered in the Frostbite 2 engine. The jets in Battlefield Vietnam were absolutely, you know, crazy. They were super cool. I loved using those. Also, the helicopters were cool in that game, and they're also very cool in Battlefield Bad Company 2. So I'm looking forward to getting that very large-scale vehicle gameplay. I think it's going to be absolutely epic, and I don't think I'm the only one. I think a lot of people are looking forward to that. And in that same vein, I'm looking forward to those really large, expansive maps. I've always really liked those maps. I love heavy metal for that. You know, with the right crowd, heavy metal can be an absolutely fun hour or two of gameplay on Conquest. And, you know, those really big maps are kind of what, like, drove me to the Arma series. And I own it, but I don't play it. And the reason is that even though it had these huge, you know, sandbox-type maps and, you know, very large-scale gameplay, it was just a little bit too realistic for me. So I'm really looking forward, again, to having the mesh. So having a large, you know, sandbox-type map, but mixing that with the more fast-paced gameplay that I absolutely love with Battlefield Bad Company 2. And last but not least, I am really, really looking forward to, I'm going to use that term again, looking forward to the new single player. And I know some people say, oh, well, I don't even, you know, play the single player. I've never even, you know, I never play the single player. Well, I do. And I enjoy a good story. And from what I understand, what I have read, it's been released from DICE, they are going to be bringing us a doozy. It's going to be a really, really cool storyline, and I am just really, really stoked and really looking forward to, you know, getting immersed in the story that DICE has to tell. And, you know, Battlefield Bad Company 2, I've beat the single player like 4 times. Medal of Honor, same thing, you know, 4 or 5 times. I absolutely love the single player. It's cool. You know, really gets you the feel of the game. And most of the time, I play them actually before I start playing the multiplayer. Gets me kind of, you know, used to the game, used to the controls, used to the menus and all of that thing. So I'm really looking forward to that. And some of the things that, let's talk about some things that I am not looking forward to. Things that I think everyone is not looking forward to. First of all, I mean, I don't think it even really has to be said. The Battle Log plus Origin. Everyone hates that. Everyone that I've ever talked to about Battlefield 3 is not looking forward to that. You know, having something open in the background while you're playing a game is one thing. And right now, I think pretty much everyone has Steam open in the background. I love Steam. I've gotten used to it. It's gotten better over the years. It's convenient. It has all the things and all the features that I could, you know, possibly want. And having something else that isn't as polished, that isn't as good, on, you know, to be tagged on to such a great game is going to be a total downer. I hate Origin. Also, having to have the battle log thing open on a browser taking up resources is just ridiculous. That is just so stupid. I don't know why they couldn't have just built that into the game somehow, or at least built it into Origin. It's just ridiculous, really. And so far, that's been the biggest backlash from people. You know, pre-beta, people are, you know, saying that is just ridiculous. We don't want to do that. So hopefully it changes for the main game. I don't know. Probably not. You know, but I'd say in about 30 days from actual game release, somebody will figure out a way to, you know, possibly bypass having that server open or that that browser open. So hopefully that happens. And the next thing I'm going to say, I haven't heard anybody really talk about this. And maybe it's just me that feels this way. But there is such a thing as too much customization. And from what I've seen about all the customization that's going to be available for Battlefield 3, it looks to me like there might be just a little bit too much. And what I mean by that is that when you have too many options, things get kind of convoluted. And what you end up with is more than, 4 or 5 different options that are going to work on any given map. And, some people may prefer this or prefer that, but really, everything is going to really work. Maybe 4 or 5 things. And when you have 10 things to choose from, I don't know, you just end up, earning things as you level up that you're never going to use. The actual things that make each customization special can be a little bit blurred. I don't know, I'm just really, we'll see what it's like, but in combination with the next thing, it becomes a nightmare, and that is bad menus. And from the alpha footage that I've seen on YouTube, and I've watched a lot of it, probably every single video almost that's available on the alpha footage, because I was so bummed that I wasn't going to be able to play it. The menus look a lot like Medal of Honor. And like I said before, I liked Medal of Honor. I even liked the multiplayer. The maps were a little weird, but overall, I thought it was a pretty cool game, and I really liked it. The one thing that I hated about Medal of Honor were the menus. That side-scroll menu thing, it has just got to go. And from what I've seen, the Battlefield 3 is using the same type of side-scroll menu. And I'd actually heard that on a, I think it was a podcast with somebody talking with EA or whatever, that they were thinking about doing that same type of menu for Medal of Honor. And that, I think, is unfortunate, especially when you have, 10 times the amount of customizations available from Medal of Honor. And side-scrolling through all of those things absolutely sucks. It just does. It's so much better to be able to see all of your options all at once, and so that you can just click on the things that you want. It makes it, number one, faster. It's easier to make decisions, all of those things. So I'm really, really not looking forward to the menus of Battlefield 3. But who knows? Maybe it won't be so bad. And I think one of the big things that people are wondering about are the servers. How many servers will there be? How many clans will actually be able to afford 64-slot servers? And I think that people that want to play mixed mode, or clans that want to have mixed mode, they're going to have to go with the 32, because 64, I think, is going to be pretty much reserved for the Conquest type of gameplay. And with that, I hope they change the way that Conquest is played. I don't like how one person can just go around the flank and recapture a point by themselves, and no one wants to just sit and camp on a point so that one person doesn't come all the way around and recapture it. A push-style gameplay would be much better for Conquest. That requires a team to capture all the points in order so that they can't just come around and recapture a point out of the blue. So anyway, those are a few of my thoughts. Please remember to rate and subscribe, and visit us at ShadowCompanyElite.com. This is SEE Top Deck. Later.